You gonna do the intro today? That's right. You heard the baby. We are at Knott's Berry Farm for the final week of the haunt season. Kind of a bittersweet affair today as we start to kind of see the transition. It's bittersweet because it's by far my favorite time of the year, but we go so hard for Halloween that by the time October comes, especially with 4 kids, doing all kinds of things, not just park haunts and stuff. There's school events and city activities and trunk or treats and all these other like extra add-ons that we do. Plus this year, obviously we added a baby to the equation. So by the time we get to Halloween, we're kind of worn out. We're ready to call it a day and move on to the happiest season of the year.
Yes!
That being said, let's go around and let's pay tribute to, in my opinion, the greatest haunt in all of Southern California, Knott's Scary Farm.
At Knott's Berry Farm.
Now, before we go into the park, there's a couple house cleaning things I wanted to kind of take care of. First of all, over here at the Knott's Hotel. The pool has been closed for a few months now, but it is going to reopen, scheduled to reopen on November 8th. Not a lot was done to it. Looks like they just kind of repainted the splash pad and maybe replaced some of the padding on the ground for it. So that's something they do every year because it gets a lot of wear and tear in the summertime, so they got to do that. Also, don't forget that on Thanksgiving, November 28th, they are doing the Thanksgiving buffet at 30 Acres Restaurant down in the lobby there at the hotel. It's $55 for adults, I believe it's $22 for kids, and $50 for seniors. So if you're around the park on Thanksgiving, you've got a place to eat for a price, but the food's worth it.
And it's buffet style. You can't really beat that.
Also, speaking of Thanksgiving, they are doing the Thanksgiving takeout orders. These are something that go kind of fast, so if you're going to do it this year, make sure that you do it sooner rather than later because they do sell out. It's about $250 per order, and they feed like between 6 to 8 people. It's a lot of stuff. It's basically your Thanksgiving essentials. So if that's you this year, I would probably get behind the 8 ball and be ready to strike because they will sell out. Anyway, let's go in the park. Now that we're back to our regularly scheduled program, back to the nice, slow stroller bag check in the middle here.
We'll probably be here for a second.
Take a breath and relax, 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 relax.
And we will start the morning and the week with a daily dose of some breakfast peanuts. Camp Snoopy looking like it's back to his old ways. Just very minimal foot traffic. A lot of these rides are pretty empty, but that's to be expected at this point in the year. Funny thing about the Halloween decorations in Camp Snoopy is they're very almost just geared more towards fall and less towards Halloween. So a lot of these they're probably not even going to have to get rid of. Maybe just like the jack-o'-lanterns, but all the pumpkins and stuff they can probably just keep here until Christmas.
You sure about that?
That being said, Merry Farm does start on November 22nd this year, so I don't know how that would work as far as like the Christmas decorations. Interchanging with the fall decorations, so maybe that's not a good idea. Moving on.
But you gotta spend money to make money, champ. Moving on.
Not for nothing, and you didn't hear this from me, but these are kind of the days where if you've got a small child and maybe they can afford to play hooky for a day.
That'll teach you to teach me.
These days would be unforgettable to them growing up. These would be member berries for sure.
Oh, you are just the worst type of person.
Oh snaps, Harley. Are you ready to party? It's time to party, baby! Oh, that was weird. We heard the music, but where'd all the people go?
Where'd all the finals go?
Real quick, I am going to tell you this because it's kind of it's not a hack, but Fiesta Village houses a lot of rides. Now they are like teetering on the edge of thrill rides and family rides because a lot of them are spinny, but this is a place that you don't want to miss coming during the day in like off-season times, autumn or spring, just not summer or winter because it fills up. Thank you, Jaguar. Anyway, yeah, it fills up fast in those other seasons. So, and the food,
Not bad.
And as far as Montezuma goes, I mean, I was only here a couple days ago, so there's not a lot more done. There is that opening inside the end of the tarp there where you can see that they have cut the track off there, where they actually cut the track off.
You're gonna take his face off? Like in Face Off?
So I don't know if they're bringing in new track for those parts or if they're just fixing the track inside the loading bay and then putting that track back on when it's done. But as of right now, we've got these two iconic spires sitting and waiting.
Nice.
Oh man, somebody came to join me for lunch. Okay, now that the gang's all here, it's time to go see if we can get some candy in that Calico Candy Mine. It's kind of lame that they still don't have the waterfalls going. When they shut this down in August, was it, to get it ready for Scary Farm, I thought that was something that they were gonna do, just put the waterfalls up, but they still haven't. So it's very stale and quiet in the queue for this ride. The Cave of Candy. Didn't have to go far, it's already here. We normally, man. I got the light working over here finally. Only took all season. I got his light turned on now. Big old candies, pumpkins full of candy. Not gonna lie, at first I thought that was the conductor making a cameo.
Gee willikers, she's real. It's really her. It's the pink fairy.
Do you think these guys even know about the pink fairy and all the candy? It's a big candy blowout! It's hard to believe that this ride's like 75 years old.
Missed it by that much.
They do a good job with keeping it up, that's for sure. But on to more pressing matters, like lunch. All right, we got two guys in front of us, so it's probably gonna be about a 20-minute wait to get our burger. Such is the way
Of Sutter's.
And only 20 minutes later,
Sutter's, you old dog.
we got our firecracker burger. We decided we wanted to try our favorite thing for the season one more time, because this will be our last chance to do it. So we got the Zombie Apocalypse firecracker burger with extra sauce this time. We're gonna see if the standards kept up throughout the whole season. At least the fries are fresh this time. They're not cold.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
If you're coming to Scary Farm, or Knott's at all this week before the 2nd, make sure you get this burger because it's super worth it. I mean, we're not seeing all of these old crypts up from the watery grave. Oh yeah, and that thing out there too. It's just gonna be a big old empty space for a little bit. But the good news is we're gonna have all of the food things back for Mary Farm right here, so it's not gonna feel so empty. And in case you're wondering, yes, Ghost Rider is closed, but Silver Bullet, crushing it. All right, we're gonna head to the other side of the tracks. We didn't do this last week, so we're gonna do it this week. Babe, do you think Harley would notice if we just put her by the exit real quick and then jumped on accelerator?
What the hell did you just say?
She's sleeping. The old accelerator ride swap, you say? I haven't done this ride in such a long time, and I'm kind of excited to get on here and do it. It's been like 2 months almost, so I need some butterflies in my life. This is like hack number 2. If there's no line, you ride this ride. I guess last row or we don't go. That's the rule, right? Even on a launch ride, screw it. All right, we got that all out of our system now. Let's go see what's going on at the rest of the boardwalk. So we've known Wipeout was down for a couple weeks now. They got the big blue walls over it, so they're doing a complete refurb. I mean, it's just a little flat ride, so it probably shouldn't take that much longer. I'm assuming back by Mary Farm is my guess. Boardwalk is one of the nicer places in the park to come when it's overcast and like windy like this. And it has the best rides in the park probably, with accelerator and...
Yes. Please go on.
Okay, that's it, just accelerator. But all the other rides are doing just fine. They're all walk-ons pretty much. Coast Rider's like maybe 5 minutes. That's the slowest loader in this whole area. But everything else, and maybe the Scrambler. Nothing else has lines, so it's just really those two. It's sad to go through here and see all the Scary Farm deco that's not gonna be here next week when we come. During the day, we have to wait a whole other year, and that makes me super sad, but excited at the same time for the change in seasons. And in a shocking turn of events, Fairy Tales, the popular ride today. Look at that, the line goes all the way back around this turn. We haven't seen that in a very long time. People must be trying to get this ride in before it breaks down again.
If it hasn't already today.
Oh man, hey.
And just for spits and giggles, let's go into the factory store one more time and see what the final damage is going to be on the Into the Fog art show. This is good to see. A lot of sold signs. I mean, a lot of these were sold toward the beginning of the season, but now it looks like pretty much everything has been sold. Why haven't I even seen that? The Rock-a-Lantern? Rock-a-Lantern.
Swing and a miss.
Can't wait till next year already. Only a week left. The Charleston Circle Gazette is going to be on sale with its annual issue. And then it goes back into the shed for another year. And we have to deal with the Devil's Elixir unencumbered. And also with the grand opening of Tiana's Bayou, word on the street is that you get even more wet on that ride than you do on this one now. That's crazy to me, because you can get soaked on this ride. That means it's coming for you, River Rapids at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And it's always good to see when Pony Express decides to run one train that there isn't a line all the way down the ramp. This is the time that's best to ride this ride, where you can get on there in about 5 or 10 minutes. Just because while it's a super fun ride, it's so short. It's hard to justify a long wait time, anything over like 10 minutes. But like this, 5-10 minutes, yeah, bring it.
Oh, yeah, bring that on, man.
And another cool lantern interaction spot that's going to be going away here next week. They actually improved upon this one this year, the spiders jumping out. There's some sort of narration that goes on throughout the triggering, and it seems more complete now. Last year was the trial run. This year really seems to kind of be coming into its own. So it's going to be sad to see this one going away after Saturday night. All right, let's head into Calico. This becomes like the epicenter of sadness after Scary Farm is over, because this is where it all began with Scary Farm. And this is the most popular area in the whole park during that season, and it endures the biggest bit of changeover too, from Scary Farm to Merry Farm. And I could be mistaken, but I came to Merry Farm a few times last year, and I remember there's a few concentrated areas in Calico that actually received snow the last few years. But it looks like this year, there might be a blizzard coming to Calico. There are snow machines across every single roof through the entire town. It's gonna be insane. And I think it's a smart idea though, because it keeps a lot of the areas from getting too congested like they have been. There's times like when they do the snow and glow, you can't get through the town. It's jammed up. There's too many people in specific spots. But now, anywhere in town, I think that's awesome. And I'm excited. But before we go home, let's head into the Legacy store one more time and see just how hard they got hit during this scary season. A lot of room in here. They've already stopped the Sarah Marshall interaction here in that picture frame. Let's dig deeper. Yeah, they still got a healthy supply of stuff, but that's to be expected. This is all the stuff that's gonna go to the back of Virginia's probably when the season's over, is my guess. Except the lanterns, those will go up on eBay. I mean, the shelves are all still sort of full, but it looks pretty picked clean for the most part. You'll love to see it. So to bookend a bittersweet day, this will be the last time we come during the day for Not Scary Farm season. But they're slowly starting to peek in with the important stuff for Christmas, because the turnaround time between Scary Farm and Merry Farm is only a couple weeks. So they don't have a whole lot of time to take all those spider webs down and put up the colorful lights and snow caps. But it's time for me to go pick up the kids and resume my daily fatherly duties, because besides her, I have 3 other ones. So until I see you up on the mountain, in the studios, or here at the farm, we'll be catching y'all on the flippity flop.